Special guest. Well, it's soaked. that was the plan, but it's soaked right now.
Yeah, just going in for that celebration in the locker room what did it mean to get your first win as an acting head coach?
Yeah, it's special. You know, we got a great group. You know, so being in that locker room right there at the end, it means a lot. It's something I'll never forget. You know, first win. They did a hell of a job. You know, for 40 minutes of, executing the game plan. And I thought, when we had lulls, the communication out there was really good. They picked each other up when it was needed, and so great win for us.
How did you feel like you guys said, Tosh was just talking about the defense, you were able to hold them to even fewer points than when you played them 3 weeks ago. Did you feel like part of that was just this team is getting better defensively?
Oh, for sure. I think that the extra practice days that we had, all right, get out of here. You got him. Go there. Thank you. Go see mommy. Thank you. Yeah, it's a product of a lot of things, we're still getting to know each other, but I think that our ability to have some, really good practices where we really got after it and really worked on us was really key. This team, they can cause problems, especially on the interior. And so we wanted to shore that up. We wanted to take away their strength and force them into the shots that we wanted. And I think that, we were cohesive on the defensive end, and we executed that game plan.
You've been around the game a long time. Like you mentioned, a lot of new pieces coming in. Like, how long does it really take to? I mean, especially in the WNBA, where you have a short season. Like, you don't get 80 games to figure it out.
Yeah. A lot of it's on the fly. A lot of it, you're getting to know each other as you're playing in games. You're self-correcting in those film sessions, and in those, few chances that you get to really put some work in during the season, you got to really take advantage of it. And this group, veteran group, we got some youth in there as well, but great leadership in that locker room. They don't waste days, and so that was really good to see them carry that over from practice those last couple of days and to get it done here tonight.
How did they kind of just respond with obviously Steph being out yesterday and then today? How did they kind of quickly adjust to something different with you being at the top?
I think it's just a product of us being a family, honestly. We really enjoy each other's company from our staff to our players, and we're super competitive. Our staff is super competitive. We'll get out there and play sometimes, and so that competitiveness, that lock-in that we have, that focus that we have as a group, allows for, whatever piece comes in, to be able to pick it up quickly, because they don't have a choice. We're going to hold each other accountable, and so with the pieces that with Ari coming in and with everybody having to give a little bit more when we're down a couple bodies, that's what you got to do in this game, and we've done that. We've gotten better the last few games out, and we're just looking to build. Every time we come out on the floor.
Have you gotten a chance to text or anything with Steph yet, or have you heard from her?
She shot a text. She just was proud of us and, proud of how we fought for 40 minutes. I'll get on here after here and get on a call with her. But, none of this is possible without her. I owe her everything, She's been a great mentor to me. And she made the transition easy with the amount of, trust that she put in me to lead. And, so I owe her a lot. I'll reach out to her here soon.
Sometimes when a player on another team gets hurt, and especially a player that everybody knows so well, it can affect both teams. But it seemed like you guys, I'm sure you were very empathetic, but you kept your focus on business.
Yeah, for sure. And we wish Slew, I don't know the extent of it, but, we're definitely thinking about her. Thinking over the last couple of years, we've had some battles when we were in Connecticut with her in New York. And so I have such a huge amount of respect, and I'm sure the players in our locker room do as well. We never want to see that, but it's you gotta shift your focus, and we hate seeing players go down, and that was kind of the message in the huddle. Let's continue to build. I thought we got off to a good start, and we didn't really want that to derail us, as we were going forward there.
I know It's just the rules. You guys couldn't keep, once somebody comes back, Ari has to leave. But the fact that she has shown really well, it seems like this has been whatever happens after this has been a very good time for her with the Fever.
Yeah, I mean, she's taken full advantage of the opportunity. And, that's, we see it every year. Players go down, there are hardship contracts. And she definitely stayed ready. We always talk about staying ready so you don't have to get ready. She's the epitome of that. Like, she has fully displayed that. We couldn't be more proud of her and how she's kind of transitioned and kind of taking us to another level, and it allowed us to kind of continue to play the same way we want to play on both ends, even with the absences that we do have. So a lot of credit to her.
Emphasizes like assist-heavy basketball, and I think you had 9 in your first 10 shots today, and then 20 on 27 at the end. Just how does that help your offense? Oh
man, it makes it so much easier. I always talk about them. And Steph talks about it. Hit singles. We don't have to make the home run plays. We'll take them as they come every now and then, but we just want to take the easy ones. And I think that the ball movement that we had, I think that that's somewhere that we've grown, from game 1 to game 8. And we want to continue to do that. The assist to made field goal ratio, we want to be around 70%. We hit that tonight. And I think that, it just makes things so much easier for us, and it allows us to set our defense when we're taking good shots and getting good looks.
I guess just a big win for you guys tonight. What does it mean to do that, obviously, with Austin acting as head coach and kind of Steph not being here as well?
Yeah, I think it was that was a big win for us, like you said. I think it just allowed us to once again continue to find our identity. I think we played really well. I know we started off a little rocky with turnovers, but just making sure that we're able to capitalize. We just talked in the locker room about our scout defense, make sure we're focused on that. And also I think the coaches did a great job. Obviously we missed Steph, but while she's not here, I think AK and the rest of the staff really did great.
Yeah, was there any kind of difference you noticed between Austin's coaching and Steph's coaching today?
I feel like they're kind of like morphed into the same person. I mean, I think both of them instill that confidence in us, and also just continue to coach us through each possession on defense, make sure they're communicating with us. So pretty similar.
And you guys had, I think, 20 assists on 27 made shots, and you had 5 of them. Just what's working for you guys getting into that assist-heavy basketball?
Yeah, I think it's great for us when we're able to suck people into the paint and able to get those sprays. Is going to be really important for us, and so to be able to do that tonight against a Chicago defense that pretty aggressive, they like to really get in your space, and so to be able to find the open man was important.
So second game in a row that you hit double-digit 3-pointers, is it pretty emphasizing that, or is it just taking what the defense is giving you?
It's a little bit of both. So you take what the defense is giving you, but we also want to get the 3-pointers up because, one, we have great 3-point shooters on our team. It also gives us a second chance at an offensive rebound. And I think when we're shooting a lot of threes, that opens up the floor a lot for the inside because guards have to guard. They can't sag in the paint. So for us, this is really important. We're hitting them and we're getting a lot up.
So we talked a lot about Ari and what she's done, but another great game tonight. What has she done defensively, especially?
Yeah, her presence. I mean, she was full court denying. She got an early steal in the passing lanes, just super active. And I think that really does a great job of fueling our offense because we want to play fast, we want to play in transition. So when we're able to get those easy steals, it just helps us a lot.
It was your second straight game, kind of as a team, just trying to get into this new identity. Just what was working for you guys tonight?
What was working? Our defense. To be honest, our defense was actually carrying over to our offense, and when our defense is going, that's when our offense is going. So I'm really proud of how we executed on both ends of the floor.
And obviously Steph wasn't here tonight. Just what did it mean to kind of play, kind of get this win even without her and having Austin as coach?
We knew that Steph had good coaches on the coaching staff, so we believed in them the same way we would believe in Steph if she was here as well. But at the end of the day, we got this win for her. And also for our assistant head coach as well. We got to win for him too. So other than that, we're really proud of what we did.
Did you notice any differences between Steph's coaching and Austin's coaching in game?
No, it's the same. With us, we just executed the scouting report and we did what we needed to do. We threw the first punch through the whole first half and the second half of the quarter, and we didn't give up when we played through everything.
You said before the game that you just want to make sure that he got on the refs a little bit for Steph. Did he fulfill that?
You have to say it again?
Austin said before the game that he was going to get on the refs a little bit for stuff. Did you do that?
Well, I wasn't really paying attention to that, so I was focusing on the game and we had to do on the floor. So.
And I know it's obviously early, but 3-game losing streak, and then now you bounce back and 2 wins in a row. Just how nice is it to kind of get back in the groove, back to winning ways?
It feels good. It's gonna always feel good to be back on the winning column. But what we did is good. Like we just scraping the surface right now, and we just gonna keep stacking days and just keep working hard and keep focusing on what we need to do as a team.
Tasha asked a little bit more on the defense. You held them to 58 points when you played them 3 weeks ago, 52 tonight. Do you see the team sort of like getting better defensively, which is something you have a specialty in, just as you play more together?
Absolutely. We got people that could guard 1 through 5 on the floor, and that's the good thing for this team. Like we have versatile players that could play any position on the defensive end, and so far our defense is looking good, and we can work on a little bit of things. But at the end of the day, so like tonight, we showed what we could do on the defensive end.
You played in the league a long time and obviously know Sloot really well. I mean, that was a tough situation there. Did it seem like it took them just a little while to deal with the emotion of that?
Sloot been in the league for a long time, and it sucks the way she went down. But at the end of the day, like we still had to focus on what we had to focus on, and we had to do what we had to do to get the win. But speedy recovery for Sloot.